This is Resident Evil 3. We're here on the PlayStation 5 Pro. Be sure to like the video, subscribing is great as well. So this is the classic Resident Evil 3 experience, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. As Jill will have the worst Valentine you could ever imagine. Anyways, trying to survive the city, trying to get out. Can you survive? But yeah, it's the classic Resident Evil 3 experience that you might know and love, available on the modern platforms in its original sort of vision and emulated here, which is quite cool. Like, I've played the remake not too long ago, I think it was like a year or so ago, and it's quite interesting because I just came off of doing Resident Evil 2, and it's really neat to like basically play these classics again, but on modern hardware in an easier kind of accessible way. Really quite exciting. So yeah, kind of cool. It's got the classic tank controls, it's got great options. At any point you can press the start button. First, I just want to say the cinematics, like these FMV like clips here, are absolutely fantastic for these Resident Evil games. You can definitely see how they really kind of sold the atmosphere and the tone of these games, and were pretty cutting edge for back in the day. So anyways, yeah, like I was saying, farewell to my life, farewell to my home. Oh, it's got the creepy text on the bottom. Because, like, we really need context or anything, right? So, yeah, we'll just let our... Wow, she's cool. Love her outfit. She's got the vibe going on. So you can press start at any point. Finally got to that. And you can rewind time to rewatch that great cinematic. You can create loads and saves. You can go to settings and choose the visual preset, default, modern, classic arcade, modern arcade, whatever visual preset you want. Then we have video settings, so there's different aspect ratios. 4:3 16:9 is the default. There's 4:3 16:10, 1:1, native resolution, just like it was back in the day, and a wide zoom stretch, and then there's square pixels. So we're actually going to do the wide zoom stretch because I actually found this was really good for replaying like Resident Evil 2 Classic a little bit ago, so we're going to give this a try. I think it works fine for this game, honestly. Like, the body sizes get a little misshapen, but like it's actually quite doable, I feel. Like, it actually works pretty well. And then there's color adjustments, so you do brightness, contrast, gamma, you know, hue, saturation, stuff like that. Lots of choices, and then you can customize the button presets and change the region, NTSC or PAL. It's actually quite neat because this one doesn't feature it, but like Resident Evil 2 actually had a setting where you could change disc 1 and 2, and I thought that was really cool. And then the attributions for, you know, things that worked here on the emulation side of things. So, yeah, we got the tank controls, you know, the old school way of movement where it's, you know, kind of very stilted sort of kind of controls and aiming and stuff as far as like looking down, looking up. It's, yeah, pretty well done. It's also really interesting because, like, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, Resident Evil always had such a, you know, sort of old school, like, less action kind of route. But when you really think about it, because I know, like, was it Resident Evil, I think 5 and 6 really get the, oh, it's just super action-packed. But, like, when you do go back and play these games, they kind of do really have, like, an action focus to them. If you get what I kind of mean, right? Like, you are actually, like, moving pretty quickly. There's big action scenes. Yes, there's still puzzle solving. Yes, you know, you move slow and shoot. But, like, they were very action-oriented, like, kind of all the way. Well, I guess Resident Evil 1 is, like, the manner and stuff. But it's still kind of like an action kind of thing, if that makes sense. Or at least what I'm trying to get to, as far as style. So for all these old school games of this era, they run them at 1440p. This is a 30 FPS game. Because it's like how it was back in the day. Although I do believe, I could be wrong on this, the doors are 60 FPS. So whenever there's like, you're kind of loading through a door, I believe the frame rate actually like ticks up. And it just creates this sort of like quick awkward motion. It's quite neat. He just runs in there and hides. Aren't you gonna like run out of food and stuff, man? Actually, you know what? I'm trying to remember what. Does he die? Or does he, like... I can't remember what happens here. The alarm has already been used. Like, I'm trying to remember if there's ever actually, like, a finish to this guy's story, the guy that goes in there. Not that it matters, but... But yeah, Jill's quite on it. Like, quite awesome. And rarely used. Yeah, it is actually pretty fluid, the doors. What is that? A shiny key. Will I take the warehouse key? No, that's what they'd expect me to do. There's zombies on the street and she's got this kind of outfit going on. It makes more sense in, like, the remake. Like, as to why she's kind of dressed like this, right? Because she's, like, coming out of her apartment and everything. It's so well done. Because it's neat. Like, they obviously, they took the, you know, they took the inspiration of, well, the inspiration. They took the gameplay of this and they just sort of, like, I guess that's why it's like a bit of a reimagining. They just kind of expanded upon that. But the weird thing is they definitely did, like, shrink things, if that makes sense. So I got a knife in there. Do I need a knife? I feel like game insta A, game insta B. Huh. So I'm like, I don't know if I have space in this stuff. I'm sure those won't come in handy. Yes, I will take the ink ribbon. Although I don't need their save system. Because I have my own. That's actually the coolest thing about replaying these games, is that you can just, like, literally press start and just, like, make a save instance. Or rewind. There's so many games in the modern era that I'd like to do that with. Like, you know how helpful that would be for, like, a Dark Souls thing or something? To just be able to, like, rewind time for a little bit. That'd be kind of cheating, but, you know. For these older games, it's like people don't care. Which is funny, because it's like, if you think about it, like Elden Ring, would you care? But then you think about it, it's like in 10 years from now, it's like people are going to be like, who cares, it's an old game, but you might be like, hey, we had to earn that, or something. I don't know, just something to think about. Will I take the bullets? Yes. They sure are giving me a generous allotment of weaponry here.
I told you! I'm not leaving! Never! Just get away from me.
Got a bad feeling about this. This is where you just start shooting through the side of the, you know. These tank controls drive me crazy between, like, the transition scenes where you're going from area to area. I've used the warehouse key. At least it's smart enough to tell you to get rid of items you don't need for later. Because it just, like, you know, stacks up the inventory. It's also interesting that staircases, because, like, in 2, you kind of press a button prompt to do a staircase, whereas this actually gets a free staircase move, which is interesting. Got a bad feeling about this. Hey, who is that going up that dumpster there? The level of detail is actually, like, pretty impressive. You know what I mean? Like, considering the time and all that, like, it actually looks... Ugh, get off of me. It actually looks really, really good. Like, genuinely, like, the art aesthetic and design of it feels like a cluttered space that you're kind of embodying and moving through. Let's get out of here. Just kind of makes me want to play the remakes, actually, which is kind of funny. I am loving the vibe of this. Hot dogs. That's what I'm talking about. Is that a bikini picture there on the side? Oh, look at me. Gotta get some of those herbs, you know what I'm saying? How convenient. There's just a green herb just sitting here. I mean, you have to be under something in order to handle the emotional trauma of being around all these zombies and stuff. What's behind door number 3? Do-do-do-do. Oh, get off of me. Okay, that's like, I'm getting way too many bites. Can't a young woman walk down the street without getting bitten by zombies? Oh, come! Okay, this is becoming problematic. This is becoming problematic. Okay, now I'm fine. Why are all the doors in this neighborhood locked? An uptown map. How convenient. I've taken the map, yes I have. I could think there's some herbs up here. I feel like even these boots would be uncomfortable for walking out here. But I guess at least you won't get any ankle bites from zombies. Right? And, oh, you can play the game. There's a couple different difficulty options, too. I don't know if I even mentioned that for the RE2 video, but... like, you know, there's, like, easy and hard mode and stuff. And you basically get, like, the definitive, like, old-school version of it for the time, if that makes sense. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I thought I could shoot them down and just, like, run by them, but no, they weren't having any of it. I sure hope we won't come across any sort of nemesis of... of Jill's. You've got to be kidding me. These zombies move, like, really fast, eh? This is eating lead. I knew you were gonna get back up. I knew it. I knew you were playing dead. Ah, these zombies. It's always like, oh, just lay down. She'll walk by and we'll get her. Jill's too smart for that. Oh, that guy looks like he's had better days. I ain't gonna waste ammo. He's got this. Can I have your gun? We should probably shoot him so he doesn't turn.
Brad, hang in there. Why isn't someone doing something about this?
I didn't know you were still alive, Jill. The police aren't trained for this kind of situation. What could they do? Listen, he's coming for us. We're both gonna die.
What are you saying?
You'll see. He's after S.T.A.R.S members. There's no escape.
Cool beer? I love cool beer. Will I take the lighter? Sure. You don't suppose I could use the payphone to call and have somebody come and pick me up? Think there's any cabs operating? Will I take the bullets? Of course I will. I've wasted bullets like crazy around here, eh? Bottles of bourbon? I got a bad feeling about this. Okay. Oh! Making my way downtown. I forgot to reload! Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Go up here for a breather. Caution. Okay, I'm gonna save that for a bit. Wait, you could spit on me? That's not cool. She's collecting quite the boy band, I'll tell you that much. Quite the boy band. Okay, so we've got the map here. The sales office. I don't know how we're gonna make it out of here alive. But we'll try. Ah. She's very resilient. She doesn't look like she's going too good, guys. Don't worry, we got a spray for this. Danger. Now all you gotta do, you just like, you know, spray a little bit of green mist, you're all good to go. Actually, I really wonder, is there any like details about like devs that worked on this originally back in the day, like putting their thoughts in, if that makes sense, of like, it would just be really interesting to see if they, like, what the remakes became, sort of like what the devs originally like envisioned the game kind of in their minds being like, this is what it looks like or supposed to look like. Because that's always neat, is like sort of the intention of the art direction and the design, and whether or not, you know, when you remake, remaster something, if it actually like pans out in that way. Okay, well this is gonna be problematic. Hope this works. Except for these two stragglers. Problematic workers, I say. I don't even think she's dead. No, she is. Okay. Red plants. I've got enough herb to last me a lifetime. I don't suppose this door will open. Soaked with oil. Couldn't I just like pick up some of the fire off of these burning, you know, things? I don't need to use this right now. Okay, is it because I'm not like in the vicinity? I thought it said it's been hit with oil. Didn't it just say that it has oil on it? A reloading tool? Uh-huh. Well, where am I gonna find oil at this hour of the night? In this zombie economy. This is ridiculous. Wonder if the store might have some. It ain't easy being a young, attractive woman out in the town with the zombies everywhere. I've opened the lock. What will I find? No vehicles allowed. Oh, at least we got to the other side of the blockade. Oof. I don't think we're gonna make it.